We get started on our 4 sections, I want to take a note to talk about what we mean when we say college. So college is any type of post-secondary education, anything you do to enrich yourself after high school. This could mean career and technical education like Massanutten Technical Center, community college or junior colleges like Blue Ridge Community College, a 4-year college, and online college. So when we say college, we are meaning any of these options. So let's get started and talk about how college can change your life. We're going to take a moment here and pause the presentation to give you all a chance to type in the chat why you think college is important. College is very important, and I'm glad you got a chance to hear from the presenters about why and how college can change your life. For myself, I went to a small college because I wanted to study abroad and visit different countries while I was in college. And I was able to do that, and it really broadened my horizons and led me to first education where I was a teacher and then to school counseling. College is an investment in knowledge, and as Benjamin Franklin said, knowledge pays the best interest. Knowledge plays a part in everything we do. The more we know, the better our ability to make informed decisions about money, career, health, well-being, and much more. The importance of a college degree. So we have seen many studies that show that attending college adds to your lifelong earnings. The earning difference between a high school graduate and a person with a 4-year college degree can be as much as $1 million over a lifetime. As you can see, the growth and the differential between those who have achieved higher education, they do get paid more money. In addition, the more education you have means you more likely are going to be employed, so then there's more job opportunities available to you. While there is more to life and happiness than how much money you make, it is important to remember that the amount of education after high school is an investment in your future. Beyond the financial rewards, college is important because college graduates, based on studies, tend to have greater job satisfaction. They have retirement plans, which will lead to healthier lifestyles and better benefits such as health, disability, and life insurance, along with paid vacations and more. College graduators are more likely to be involved in their communities by volunteering and voting, which can lead to more increased happy well-being. And college is just overall more than a higher income. It is a pathway to more and different opportunities in life. There are basically 2 different types of colleges that you can attend. Public colleges are typically owned by the state and are operated through the use of government funds. An example of a public college in our state would be James Madison University or Blue Ridge Community College. Some public colleges have more than one location throughout the state, such as University of Virginia and their University of Virginia campus at Wise. Private colleges are just that. They are private, independent, and typically much smaller than public colleges. While private colleges often look more expensive at first, they rely on tuition and funds from donors, so they actually may be able to provide more money and financial aid to students. Now let's look at career and technical schools. CTE, Career and Technical Education schools, teach students skills related to the qualifications and training required for a particular job and may provide a certificate for completing the program of study, but may also offer degree programs. Training is in a particular industry or career where the majority of classes focus on a skill, trade, or career you are studying. They are designed to get students into the workforce quickly. We have Massanutten Technical Center and Blue Ridge Community College that offer these types of programs. They're very in tune with what in-demand jobs are available in our area and where we need more people to be trained. Community colleges. Community colleges offer programs that last up to 2 years that lead to a certificate or an associate's degree. These can include community college classes that you could use to transfer to a 4-year university or vocational technical programs, as we spoke about earlier, that our local community college Blue Ridge does offer. Community colleges in Virginia have a transfer agreement with state schools so that the credits earned at the community college are easily transferable from the community college to a four-year college if you follow the requirements of the transfer agreement. Community college is a good way to keep costs down. They're generally less expensive and are a way to complete general education requirements at the start of your college career, and the cost per credit is much lower. Students can also save money by living at home while attending community college rather than living on campus or on a dorm. Four-year colleges and university. So first we have liberal arts colleges. Liberal arts means the study of intellectual subjects, which include areas such as literature, history, language, math, and life sciences. Most liberal arts colleges are private and offer four-year programs that lead to a bachelor's degree. These colleges can prepare you for a variety of careers and could also prepare you to go on to graduate school. Universities are often larger and offer more majors and degree options. They also have, beyond the bachelor's, which is the four-year degree, they have master's and doctoral degrees. Most universities have smaller colleges within those colleges, such as a College of Liberal Arts, Engineering, or Health Sciences, so you can specialize sooner. These colleges can prepare you as well for a variety of careers for graduate study. There are even other benefits of college on top of what was already mentioned. You will have a wide variety of opportunities, including the ability to get connected with internships, which are short-term opportunities where you gain work experience in professions of interest to you. You get to gain hands-on experience. It's also a good way to determine if you actually are 100% interested in the career that you have signed up for. Internships can be unpaid, but colleges do provide scholarships or academic credit for students to pursue an unpaid internship, and other internships do come with small stipends or money attached to them. Sometimes internships can lead to full-time positions after you graduate. You can also participate in research with your college professors. A lot of time we think of these research opportunities as being just limited to the sciences, like being in a laboratory, but actually research occurs in all disciplines from art history to sociology, to psychology. So you can participate in research by working alongside your professors, and you can even create your own research projects. Networking is another great opportunity and something that comes out of college. We work best when we learn from each other, and college allows you the opportunity to meet people from near and far. They also bring in speakers and guests from all around where you can learn more from them and build your network. You can also meet people and friends from different cultural backgrounds. I mentioned that one of the things I really learned from college was the chance to meet people from different places and study abroad. And college allows those opportunities for you to happen. Even if you're going to college right here in Harrisonburg, you'll be side by side with students from all over the country and maybe even other parts of the world. And that's something that we already have here at Harrisonburg High School, but you can continue that process in colleges. And then also you can build in leadership in student organizations. Much like high school, college has clubs and structures that you can be a part of where you can be a leader. And you can also make your own club if there isn't one that already exists. And you can establish lifelong relationships, not just with your friends and peers that you meet, but with your college professors. And they can be people that help you find jobs, write you letters of recommendation, and keep you informed about whatever it is your field is. Let's look at choosing the right college and what some things are to consider in that process. It's possible that you don't know what your ultimate goals are, and that's okay. College can expose you to possibilities you've never considered. On the other hand, you might know exactly what you want to do for a living and what type of college can help you. This may make it easier to identify which specific colleges can help you achieve those goals. Does anybody know how many colleges there are in the United States? There are over 6,000 colleges to choose from in the United States alone. With this many choices, where and how do you start even to look for the college that's right for you? Before you start searching, it is good to think about your goals. If you are unsure, now is a great time to take an interest or career assessment. Your school counselor or our career coach, Miss Summy, can help you navigate that. We have a tool called Naviance, which has a bunch of career assessments that can help you or your student figure out some more careers or interests that will help you decide what you want to study. Even if you don't know now, you can still choose a college that will work for you as you make your decision. Sometimes, even once you get into college, you may change your major. We'll pause here for a moment to let our presenters share if they have changed their major while they were in college at all. Choosing a college. You don't have to know what you're planning to major in today, but the college you choose should offer programs that you're interested in exploring. For instance, if you are thinking about being a marine biologist, you definitely do not want to apply or look at colleges that are completely landlocked and don't have a marine biology program. You may look at things about the size of the school. Would you prefer larger class sizes with less personal attention but more flexibility, or would you rather have more individualized attention and go to a smaller school? What about location? Do you want to stay in Harrisonburg? Do you want the vibrancy of a big city? Or do you wish to be in a campus far from home, maybe a little bit more rural and quiet? These are things to consider when you're looking for a college. Depending on your circumstance, you may want to look at the support programs a college offers. Support programs are designed to help you stay in school and graduate. Examples of support programs include tutoring, mentoring, residence halls, advisors, and much more. Extracurricular offerings can also be important. Many people build their social circle through activities that are organized by the college. Is there a hobby or activity that you can't live without while enrolled? Activities such as debate teams, sports, and/or clubs on campus could determine the reason you go to a school. Don't self-select yourself out of attending a specific college because it appears to be more than you can afford. While one school may appear to be less expensive, your final cost after receiving financial aid may be different. For example, a more expensive school may offer more institutional grants or other aid that make the overall cost less than another school. There are lots of factors, and sometimes it can get overwhelming. The opportunities booklet, which you can pick up at the high school or can access online, can help you navigate these questions. If you look at page 5, it will help you kind of put a check mark next to some colleges that meet your different criteria. When it comes to researching colleges, parents, you are super important in this process, as well as counselors who can help students figuring out all the different schools that are out there. The internet is a huge piece of this. Often, even us as counselors don't know everything. So we will sit down and Google with students the different programs that are out there based on different colleges and different interests. When you're doing your research, it helps to know to some degree what characteristics of a college are important to you. Here are some sites that can help you search. We also have a college search tool on Naviance, which all students have access to. Visiting a college campus is a great way to see if the school is a good fit. Visit the college website to see if they have available tours, either virtual and in person. Many colleges now have virtual tours available. Campustours.com is one resource. That is the bright side of having more virtual options, is that we can see more of schools than is usually out there. The school's tour guides will talk about the history and the benefits of their school, the size of classes and costs, along with anything exciting like what kind of dining halls they have. Another cool thing about visiting a college campus is that you get to see a dorm room and the cafeteria along with a few classes. This is a really great time to ask questions. And a lot of times that campus visit can help you determine if it feels right. If this school has the qualities that you are looking for. Sometimes it's hard to even say what those exact qualities are, but when you walk on campus, it just feels like the right fit. Also, talk to your parents and guardians. They know you best, and they may know some of the things that you need to be successful at home, and maybe will be able to help you look and see if your college offers those same types of tools. Next, let's talk about staying on track. Your opportunities booklet has some great checklists for you to look at on pages 39 through 42 about what you can be doing each year along the way. I know we have a mixed crowd of freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and even some seniors that may be attending. And it's important to know where you're at and what you should be doing. You can find these checklists starting on page 39. Check off the items you have already completed. The key to take away is that it's never too soon to start looking into colleges, and the sooner you get started, the easier the process will be. Let's take a minute to talk about the college entrance exams that you may need to take to be admitted into your college. It's important to understand that the SAT and ACT are very different tests. One measures how you think, while the other measures what you know. So the SAT is how you think, the ACT is what you know. If you know you do better on one type of test versus the other, and both are accepted at the institution you're interested in applying to, this might help you decide which college admissions test to take. You can also take both. Harrisonburg High School offers the SAT and the ACT. Additionally, some students qualify for fee waivers if you qualify for free and reduced lunch, and that means that you have access to 2 free SAT tests and 2 free ACT tests. So the options of taking both are available. Many of you have already taken the PSAT at least once, if you are a 10th grader, 11th, or 12th grader. And the PSAT is an opportunity for you to get a feel for what a standardized test feels like, such as the SAT or ACT. There will be an opportunity to take the PSAT this year in person on January 26th. If you are interested, the Harrisonburg High School counseling website has a link where you can sign up and express your interest. It was also mailed home in your report cards. However, due to COVID-19, many colleges are eliminating their requirement for ACT, SAT, at least for this year. Check in with your college admissions counselor to determine if they have testing requirements in place for this school year if you are a senior. Things may change going into the next year, so when there are opportunities to take the SAT or ACT, especially for current juniors, so class of 2022 and beyond, you may want to take opportunities to take that test. The college application process. So this is the process in a nutshell. Each college you apply for will require an application, and that can be done either using the common application or the school's specific online application, which can be found on their websites. It is important to narrow down the colleges you want to attend because it can get overwhelming if you're applying to a bunch of colleges. The requirements can range from completing a short application and taking a placement test to completing a longer application where you're submitting test scores, essays, reference letters, and a portfolio. You also will need to provide your transcripts. Transcripts are a record of your academics from any high school credits you've taken in 7th or 8th grade all the way through the present time. You will then submit any of those test scores. You'll complete admissions essays for most schools, and then you will request reference or letters of recommendation, as we call them. And sometimes you will have to submit a portfolio. The Common App is a great resource because it presents you with the opportunity to search more than 800 schools and find the ones that meet your needs, and then you can apply to them all in one convenient place. It's important to put your deadlines for college applications in your calendar and make an organized list so that you don't lose track. Many colleges accept their applications online, and that is the preferred method for applying. It's really important to understand that most colleges require you to submit additional information to support your application, and that is where your counselor and the service of Naviance can help you with providing those transcripts as well as those letters of recommendation. There may be other tasks that you need to complete for your admissions packet. Don't let these details derail you. Make sure you're reading the instructions closely. Colleges generally post their requirements, so be prepared with whatever they are requiring. Please always reach out to your school counselor as early as you feel necessary to start talking about these things. It's never too soon to talk about college with your counselor.
My name is Christy Norman. I'm one of the counselors at Harrisonburg High School, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about paying for college. So financial aid can be awarded in different ways and for different reasons. One of the ways is merit-based aid, and that can come from a scholarship that awards money for a student's performance. So maybe they got great grades, took high-level classes, or perhaps they're an athlete and have excelled in the performing arts, things like that. Then there's need-based aid, which is based on the family income. So if a family can demonstrate through filling out the FAFSA, which we'll go into more about what that is, but filling out a form to share the family's income background and demonstrate that they have a need for financial help for college, then you could be awarded need-based financial aid. And then there's non-need-based financial aid, which is any type of financial assistance awarded to a student who does not qualify for need-based aid. I also want to go over different types of financial aid. There is the grants, which don't need to be paid back. Those are really the best kind. It's just free money for college that is granted to you. There are subsidized loans. Those are considered need-based federal aid from the U.S. government, and the federal government pays the interest while the student is in school. So that saves some money. The student must be enrolled at least half-time, which in general is about 2 classes per semester, in order to get subsidized loans. And then there are unsubsidized loans. Those are non-need-based federal aid, and the student is responsible for paying all of the interest even while they're in school for unsubsidized loan. Each of these types of financial aid, because I know there's a lot here, is described in more detail on page 19 and 20 in the Opportunities book, so feel free to check it out there. So I want to talk about FAFSA, that funny sounding word that you may have heard a lot this year, free application for federal student aid. The first step to access any financial aid is by filling out the FAFSA. By filling it out, you'll be considered for eligibility for the federal financial aid programs. You'll also be considered for some state and private grants and institutional aid that the college may offer. Some private colleges may have more private grant money available than state colleges, so there's more than meets the eye to the sticker price for any college. It's important to remember you will need to complete the FAFSA each year, every year that you're in college, if you want to be considered for financial aid. The FAFSA asks you questions about your personal financial situation, such as your family income, assets, family size, and number of family members attending college. The goal of the FAFSA is to determine how much financial aid you'll need and whether you're eligible to receive federal aid. The primary reason people do not file the FAFSA is that they assume they will not be eligible to receive any kind of aid. This is a costly mistake. One of the reasons that not filling out the FAFSA can cost you is that a lot of scholarships require a FAFSA to be submitted in order for a student to be considered for the scholarship. And a lot of times people are surprised at what they are eligible to borrow or receive through filling out the FAFSA. So definitely do it, even if you're not sure if you're going to qualify for any financial aid. The first step in completing your FAFSA is to create your FSA ID. This will give you access to the Federal Student Aid's website and allow you to electronically sign the FAFSA once completed. In addition, your parent must also create an FSA ID. You cannot share an ID. Having an FSA ID is the fastest way to complete your FAFSA. So the FAFSA opened on October 1st this year. You can file the FAFSA anytime you want. Even if you're not sure what school you're going to attend, you still want to make sure that you complete the FAFSA as soon as possible. You can pick multiple schools to send your FAFSA information to, and if afterwards you decide on a school that you did not include to send your information to, you can include it later. So you can go log back into your FAFSA and add that school that you decided on. Colleges will use your FAFSA information to determine the types of and amounts of financial aid you're eligible to receive. So it's a really important document to get out there. When you fill out your FAFSA, you're going to use your tax return from 2019. Once you've submitted your completed FAFSA, you can expect the calculation results to be emailed to you in as little as 3 days. This report is called your Student Aid Report, or SAR. Make any corrections and update if that's necessary. Your SAR will list your expected family contribution, or EFC. The expected family contribution is a measure of your family's financial strength and is calculated according to a formula established by law. Your family's taxed and untaxed income, assets, and benefits, such as unemployment or Social Security, are all considered in that formula of the EFC. Your EFC is the same no matter which college you're applying to. So let's say you're going to a college that has a cost of attendance of $20,000 and your EFC is $6,000. The college subtracts $6,000 from $20,000 and will try to offer you need-based aid up to $14,000. They try to make up the difference. But keep in mind that there's a non-need-based aid available to cover up to the full cost of attendance, like merit-based aid. So what if you are selected for federal verification? When you're filling out your FAFSA, you will potentially be given the opportunity to use the IRS data retrieval tool. If you are eligible to use that tool, it takes your family's tax income directly from the IRS and puts it into the FAFSA. Definitely use that tool if your FAFSA gives you that option. It counts as federal verification, and it's the quickest way to get your FAFSA done. If you are unable to use the data retrieval tool, and many people are not for various seemingly random reasons, but they're actually really specific reasons, then there's a chance that you will be sent a request for verification. Things they're going to be asking you for to verify your tax income would be a signed verification worksheet, and they will get that to you if they need it, and your W-2s. So there's more to the cost of college than the basic tuition price. Your financial aid office will determine your cost of attendance, COA, based on several categories of expenses. Your COA may include both direct and indirect costs, and it will vary by school. Direct costs are paid directly to the college and include things like tuition, required fees, books and supplies, and room and board if you're living on campus. And then indirect costs are things like books and supplies, living expenses, transportation, even daycare or a personal computer. Transportation includes a couple trips home if you're living far away, and back to school. Even study abroad could be included in indirect costs. Comparing the cost of attendance of various colleges does not give an accurate picture of what college will cost to attend. Net price calculators are available on all college and university websites, and they allow prospective students to enter information about themselves to find out what students like them paid to attend the institution in the previous year, after taking grants and scholarships into account. You can check out this website, collegecosts.ed.gov, for more information. The best way, though, to know how much a college is going to cost you is to apply and send your FAFSA and get a financial aid report back from that school. Let's talk about those financial aid offer letters or financial aid award letters. This is an example of what one might look like, but they all look a little bit different. If you look at page 24 in the opportunities booklet, there's a lot more information on these letters. Additionally, students can make an appointment with their counselors, and we will also probably have some online sessions on understanding your financial aid offer letter once those start coming out. Don't let it overwhelm you, but do read the fine print and make sure you understand what they're telling you here. Read it carefully to ensure that you understand all the terms and conditions, so you can decide if you want to accept some or all of the aid that's offered. Look for instructions for your next steps. You may need to complete additional paperwork, such as loan applications, and determine if grants or scholarships are renewable each year. And if so, what are the conditions on that? Don't panic if you don't feel like the family savings are not enough to cover all of your expenses. There are other options for getting the money you need to attend the college of your choice. Look into employment on campus, see if your college offers a payment plan. Those are just a couple ideas of ways that you can get other money for college. Apply to scholarships, talk to your counselor as well if you are looking for more ideas for paying for college. So in this section, we're going to talk about scholarships, what to do to get them, and scams to watch out for. So you will need to actively look for scholarships. Even if you're a great student, chances are you need to do some research to find them. They're unlikely to find you. So while a super grade point average and a strong resume or great athletic talent are helpful in getting scholarships, being a regular student may also qualify you for a scholarship. Here are a few things to ask yourself. Is your GPA offset by a strong focus on a particular talent, skill, or volunteer activity? Do you have great ideas of what you want to do with your life? Are you in need financially, or do you have strong connections to a particular community? Are you the first in your family to attend college? If any of these things are true, there are scholarships you may qualify for, and a great tool is actually something you use every day, Google. Each year they publish their top 20 legitimate weird scholarships. You would be amazed at how many scholarships are out there that are not linked to your academic major. There's a Barbie scholarship, scholarships for redheads, lefties, short and tall people. There was a zombie scholarship that could have been submitted by Halloween. A lot of our students have qualified for that one. Google is a great place to start searching for scholarships based on your personal interests. Google your favorite hobby and the word scholarship. See what comes up. So it can be overwhelming finding a place to start. Luckily, at Harrisonburg High School, your counseling center has been compiling some local scholarships and some national ones in Naviance. Please, if you have not set up a meeting with your school counselor for your senior meeting yet, please do so ASAP, and we will show you, if you don't already know, how to find that scholarship list. We're updating it every day and adding new scholarships. There are various deadlines that roll throughout the school year. Each scholarship is different, but people sometimes feel like it's a lot of time that you spend on it, but if you think about it and compared to a job, if you spend 10 hours completing scholarship applications, and not everybody spends that much time, but let's say you spend 10 hours, if you're awarded a $1,000 scholarship, that's the same as earning $100 an hour. So really the payoff is great if you do your search in a smart way. I often tell my students to look at local scholarships closely, and again, we're always posting them in Naviance. We often find that the applicant pool is very small for our more localized scholarships. Sometimes we are actually begging students to apply for some of them, and there's good money in them. So look at those localized scholarships. I tell my students that you're a bigger fish in a smaller sea. Look for things that are targeted to you and your major, can be one avenue to take to really reduce the applicant pool that you're competing against. Sometimes when you fill out your FAFSA, which means free application for federal student aid, you'll automatically be considered for grants and scholarships through the financial aid office. If you're considering Blue Ridge Community College, you can fill out one scholarship application to be entered for all of the Blue Ridge scholarships. The competition for scholarships can be intense, especially for the big money. However, diligence and perseverance pay off. It's important to get organized before applying to scholarships. So create a scholarship email address, one that you can check throughout the week. Develop a plan to search and apply. Track the scholarships for which you've already applied so you do not apply again. Know the application deadline and allow plenty of time to obtain any additional information. And verify if the deadline provided is postmarked or received by date. You don't want to do all that work and then get it in late. There are many state financial aid programs, but these are the three main grant programs. You can find additional programs in the Virginia Opportunities booklet on pages 31 to 33, or you can visit www.schev.edu for more information. So very briefly, the state grant programs each have different requirements. Some are based on need only, while VGAP is based on both need and merit. VTAG is based simply on attending a participating private college in Virginia. In all cases, the College Financial Aid Office will determine whether or not you're eligible to receive funds. And you need to file a FAFSA to be considered for most of the state aid programs. So just some opportunities and explanations of what all of this is. ECMC College Nights happen in October 2020 and April 2021. ECMC, which stands for Educational Credit Management Corporation, has sponsored college nights in Virginia every year since 2007. Participating locations across the Commonwealth provide opportunities for students and families to learn about planning and paying for college, and events are always open to the public. Virginia College Application Week, November 16th to 20th, 2020, this week, is part of a national initiative designed to increase the number of first-generation and low-income students pursuing a college degree or other higher education credential. Participating students are encouraged to submit at least one college application during the week. And we have been shouting from the mountaintops that this week is VCAW and giving students all kinds of opportunities to get engaged with college planning this week. We also had Super FAFSA project where we helped students with their FAFSAs during a designated week in October, but we are still helping with FAFSAs. Super FAFSA project is an annual statewide initiative designed to increase completion of the free application for federal student aid throughout the Commonwealth. ECMC and SCHEV partner with Virginia high schools to host events at which high school seniors and their families receive hands-on assistance completing the FAFSA. And so, like I said, we've been doing that at HHS, and we will continue to help. If any student needs help with their FAFSA still, please reach out to their counselor and we'll get you some support with that. And don't forget, Virginia Decision Day, Go Virginia Decision Day, is on or around May 1st, 2020. More about the Super FAFSA project. If you want some additional resources to get help with the FAFSA, you can go to schev.edu for more information. You can call the college place. And then there's another 800 for Fed Aid to get assistance. Lots of ways to get help with your FAFSA. I'm going to go over just a few tips for getting scholarships. One of the best tips is to start early, and perhaps one of the hardest. You want to give yourself plenty of time to get these done and not get overwhelmed trying to pull something together at the last minute. You want to apply for scholarships in different categories. If you stick to one type of scholarship, like on one athletics or one type of athletics or art or something like that, then you may not be able to branch out and find other areas that you could qualify for money in. Include good letters of recommendation, and that means thinking through who is somebody you have impressed and giving them plenty of time to get it done and giving them clear instructions on how to submit the letter. Don't disregard those smaller amount of scholarships. You're going to have less competition for those, and that money really does add up. Don't be discouraged if you don't win a scholarship right away. Not everybody can win them. And If you apply for more, you have a higher chance of winning a scholarship, especially if you're applying to ones for whom you're a great candidate. If you never apply, you're guaranteed to never win. And don't avoid scholarships that require essays. Those who are strong writers tend to get more scholarships because they're more likely to try it out and do it. But even if you don't think you're the strongest writer, go ahead and do an essay for the scholarship and have somebody proofread it and work with you on it. You might be surprised that you might win. So here are some popular scholarship sites. You don't have to write these down right now. They're on page 21 in the opportunities booklet. The most popular way to search is on the internet. And in a lot of these search engines, you'll be asked to complete a profile, and that information will be used to match you with the scholarships. But when you get an email from the scholarship provider, it means that you likely qualify, but it's not a guarantee that you're going to win. You should definitely verify that you meet the qualifications and that it's a legitimate offering. Nobody should be asking you for money for a scholarships search. Sally Mae has free scholarship searches that don't ask you for any money in return. Additionally, like I said, your very own high school counselors provide free scholarship information through Naviance scholarship list. Unfortunately, there are scam mailings and emails that sound and look official. Scammers who try to get you to fall for their tricks are very good at making their communication look professional and patriotic. It's estimated that Americans lose thousands, if not millions, every year as a part of these scholarship scams. Some of these warning signs are if you're guaranteed to win or your money back, you can't get this information anywhere else. Give us your credit card number to get started. Like I said, you shouldn't have to pay for a scholarships search. The scholarship shouldn't cost you any money. Or having somebody say, we will apply on your behalf. You absolutely should be applying on your own in order to receive a scholarship. Now the fun part, winning a scholarship. When you win a scholarship, you'll typically receive a congratulations letter. Keep this and feel the joy. You may also need to provide some follow-up information, such as transcripts, once you've enrolled in the college. So you'll want to fulfill any other obligations that the scholarship requires so that you can actually get that money. The scholarship check is usually sent to your college, but if it's sent directly to you, make a copy for the financial aid office at your college. It's important that your school knows you're receiving these funds. And don't forget to send a thank you note. These are often community members, local businesses that want to know that this kind of financial support to our community and to our students is appreciated. It seems old-fashioned, but it really makes a big difference.